Hey, what's up, guys? It's Matt Modi with OddsJam, and what we're going to do in this video, we're going to be talking about some NL future best bets. How about that? Before I get into the best bets, what I do want to talk about before is just the OddsJam Discord. This is something that has recently been launched within like the past, I think about a week ago or so. There's been a couple different iterations of it as we try to fine tune it to make it make the most sense for everybody. But regardless, we have some free sections, free picks, which is exactly what it sounds like, free picks where we post plays that have been put out some form on social media. Excuse me, whether it's on YouTube, me on Twitter, or anywhere else. So if you want to join and get all of our free picks, you can for free. Trophies is exactly what it sounds like. It's plays that have been cashed, that have won, that were posted somewhere in the Discord. So it wouldn't be fair if we were to post wins of plays that people weren't able to tail in the Discord. So that's the rule. Positive EV strategies where people like positive EV strategies, where people like Corey, who are awesome, post again exactly what it sounds like, positive EV strategies. We do have some paid channels as well if you want access to our prize picks or our expert picks. I had a WNBA one that cashed earlier today. I also had one that lost, so that's kind of how the cookie crumbles. But everything that we have, all of our bets are being tracked on this Google Sheet right here. When this Google Sheet is free to access whether you are in the Discord or not, and whether you pay for the Discord or not. It's completely free. The link to the Discord is also in the description of this video. You just need to look at the top 4 lines. Those are the most important. And then, yeah, I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like. It tracks all of our wins and losses by total risk amount, by net profit, ROI, and then the most important one, total units. For expert picks, for prize picks, and then obviously we have this page that tracks the total profit. So as of right now, up about 25 units, and this is just, again, from about a week of betting. So if your unit size is $100, you're up $2,500, which is pretty good. And that's going to be it. So like I said, if you do want to join, I recommend it. The link for both the spreadsheet that I was just in, as well as the Discord, are in the description of the video. But regardless, let's talk about some futures. So what I have up on the screen here is just exactly what it's just what it says right here: the National League winner, all the future markets. So if you're looking through this, and this is found on OddsJam, if you're looking through this, you'll probably think like anywhere in which, there's a green bet on the non-pinnacle line here, it's probably a good bet, right? FanDuel Braves plus 430. Maybe the Cardinals, maybe the Phillies. Looks like there's nothing on the Dodgers and Mets. It's actually not true. What you need to do in to find positive expected value futures is you need to de-vig the market. So you need to find out what the hold is on the market, and then remove the VIG from each of the plays. And that's exactly what is done in this spreadsheet here. So the spreadsheet is probably going to look overwhelming. It's a lot of math, a lot of formulas and stuff. Luckily, you don't need to understand all that. I can dumb it all down for you, and I can explain exactly what I'm talking about. So basically, all we did was we just put in the pinnacle line for every single market. At some point, I stopped putting in odds because these are just such long shots that I only put in the pinnacle odds just to get the full amount. And what we see here is a hold of about 18% of the market. This is the juice that is priced on this totals futures market. That's insane. If you just think about like a regular minus 110 bet each way, if you just, like, I'm on the hold calculator, minus 110, puts the true line, the hold percentage of that at like 4.75%. This has a market hold of almost 18%, which is ludicrous. So the way we calculated it was just by finding the pinnacle implied odds just based on the pinnacle line. And as you can see at the bottom here, that adds up to about 1.18. So about 118% is what this market adds up to. So once you have that information, you can A, figure out what the hold is of the market, and you can B, identify the fair win percentage just by dividing the pinnacle implied percentage by, the pinnacle implied percentage by the entire market themselves. So that's where we get the 28% for the Dodgers, the Mets at 17%, the Braves at 17%, and then there's a pretty clear gap to the Brewers at 10%, Padres at 9%, and then another gap, and then you're looking at some long shots. So we know this was done correctly when you look at the fair win percentage adds up to 100, which it does here. So we know this was done correctly. And then from there, once you get the fair win percentage, you can calculate the fair odds, which is exactly what this column is here. So basically, Anywhere in which we can get better odds than what the fair odds are on a certain sportsbook, that is going to be a future that is worth betting. That's going to be a positive expected value future. So then what I did was just a pretty standard if formula. If number here is greater than number here, then this just say yes. And anywhere you see yes, actually there's a typo here, it should be 1,000. But anywhere in which you see yes, that means that is a positive expected value play. So the Brewers looks like it's the first the first team that has a positive expected value play associated with it. The Brewers has the fair odds of plus 853 according to the sharpest sportsbook in the world, and you can get them on FanDuel all the way at plus 1,300. What you see right off the bat here is that the top 3 teams, there's no play on them, right? There's no yes on the Dodgers, Mets, or Braves. So what we're doing here is we're not picking winners, right? We're not picking winners. What we are doing is we're finding value in the math. So the Brewers seem to be undervalued at plus 1,300 on FanDuel. So that, to me, is something that's worth betting. That is a market that's worth taking. Now, obviously, we're not going to put a ton on them. We're just going to put a little bit, maybe like a unit or two. I'll probably say this is worth a 2-unit play. I'll put $50 on this one to win 650. It would be nice if it hit. I'm not breaking the bank. So that's number one. As we're scrolling through, we see some more value. Looks like the Padres have a little bit of value at plus 1,500. Again, pretty remarkable gap between the plus 900 and the plus 1,500. We see nothing on the Cardinals except for, I guess, a little bit on the Cardinals. To me, that's not big enough a gap to be worth it. Same thing with the Phillies, a little bit on the Phillies. Again, not big enough to be worth it. The last one that's not big enough to be worth it to me is the Giants plus 2,400 to plus 2,500. Again, not a huge gap. The last team that has a pretty massive gap is the Marlins at so the fair odds of plus 900 all the way at plus 15,000 on BetMGM and on FanDuel. Now, obviously, this isn't me saying I think the Marlins are going to the World Series. They only have a 1% chance of going. The Brewers, the team I just bet on, only has a 10.5% chance of going. The Padres, another team whose value I love, only has just under 10% chance of going. But what I'm doing is I'm betting on a mathematically profitable futures bet. The fair odds of this have about a 9% chance. Plus 1,500 is it's lower than 9%. I don't know the exact amount, but I know it's lower than this. So I do think it's worth putting some on the Padres. I'll do another small 2-unit one on the Padres. And I think it's worth a tiny, tiny sprinkle on the Marlins. This is going to be like even less than a unit. I'm going to put $10 on the Marlins. It's unlikely that they make it out, but just based on the value of what we got them at, I think is worth it. So to give my favorite 3 bets, it's the Brewers and the Padres at plus 1,300 and plus 1,500, and the Marlins at plus 15,000. Again, I do want to highlight what I'm not doing here is, again, I'm not touting that I'm picking a winner. If I wanted to do that, I would probably just take the Dodgers, who have a 30% chance of going to the World Series. But upsets happen every year. Not every year do the favorite teams win the Super Bowl. I bet not a lot of people had the Rams and the Bengals in the Super Bowl last year. Not a lot of people had the Astros and the Braves in the World Series the year before. Before that, the Dodgers winning, okay, that was a little, you could understand that, but the Rays, they weren't the favorite. The year before, the Nats, they weren't necessarily the favorite. So upsets happen. The point is, upsets happen all the time. And using the fair odds and then finding value from those fair odds is a really good way to try and identify your upset pick. So I have 3 of them. Again, if you're going to tail these, put not a lot on them. 2 units on the Brewers, 2 units on the Padres, and like less than half of a unit on the Marlins, just as like if they go on some sort of ridiculous run, which can happen. And that's going to be it. So hopefully all the math here wasn't too confusing. It should be pretty simple. All we're doing is we're finding out the implied percentage of the pinnacle line, and then we're just backing out the odds from there. So if there are any questions, let me know. You can just comment on the video. Let me know if there are questions. We can set up a call if you need any help further than that. Other than that, please remember to check out the Discord. Even if you end up deciding that it's not worth it for you, you can still sign up for completely free, and I do think that's worth it. But that's going to be it. That's going to be all I got for you. So I appreciate you guys watching, and have a good one.